everybody, this is Jurgita with Magic Pond Crafts, and I'm starting this vlog with a little show and tell sort of September 1st. Oh gosh, it's already September. I went with a couple of friends in the Sunken Cities exhibition, Egypt's Lost Worlds. So there's one of the statues was there, and I got a couple of magnets and this bookmark Egyptian for my daughter. So it's painted on papyrus, and I'll insert some pictures of this exhibition where they brought items from two towns in Egypt that was sunken under the water, and they found all the stuff, and they dug out only, I don't know, 10 or 20% total, but you can kind of see how many items were giant size. And there were some super tiny that you had to have like magnifying glass to see all the details carved in the gold and things like that. So I'll put some pictures here. And next day, my family, or my husband's family, arrived to my son's birthday celebration, and they just left. But yesterday, the 2nd, we went to an Apollo 11 exhibition where they had items, like 20 items from original Apollo 11 flight. And we met a couple of guys who were part of Apollo 11 creation, building, and one of them was building created moon maps, so he was talking all about that, and another one was building the part where like sort of like a triangle shape, but it's circled up, the one that comes back to Earth landing. So he was part of building that, and talked extensively about this project and other stuff. So I'll put a little bit and stuff from that exhibition here. And since the guests already just left, I think I'm gonna start working my stitching, since I haven't done anything since last month. It's a September, so September 11 is coming up, and I'm gonna work a little bit on my Lady of the Flag that was created for September 11th by Mirabilia, Nora Corbett. And probably gonna work more on the flag part. Still haven't gotten threads to try out for evening out this hand arm coloring, and just find out also that DMC is gonna hike up the price for DMC more than twice, so it's gonna cost almost $1 American per thread, which is kinda amazing. Like in a year it would have tripled probably the amount what it costs. So it's scary what they're gonna do next, right? So I'm gonna have to think what projects I want to stitch to start up the kitting up before the price goes super high up, especially like if you're doing heaven and earth designs, which I do. They need a lot of thread. So that's it. Today is the second. Yes, the second. So the Sunday. So I'm gonna work on that. Don't know how much I'll do. I have to take my son because he's volunteering with other students at some wedding as ushers. I believe it's like a handicap people wedding. So don't know details, but don't have a whole day to work on this. We'll see how much I can done by tomorrow. Till then.
Spider in it, so they
Oh,
can
feeding
each have
time,
their own private
foxes.
little area. And if you look left, the keepers being here and the food has stirred up. Our Mexican gray wolves just went, and Rachel, you'll verify that. Cooper doesn't like sharing, does he?
No, he does not. He uses a nice butt block.
Oh, the excited is running.
But the reason we have both these animals is because well, for Cooper, we know 100% is somebody tried raising him as a pet. He'll go back in. He's food motivated, very food motivated. Cooper's owners tried raising him as a the other thing, these ones get killed. If you can see from the look, they kind of got this funny look. The natives believe they have body parts have medicinal purposes, so they'll kill them for medicinal purposes.
Shake it up. I guess they're done talking. Nope. Just like a dog. Meow meow.
It could be Laz. Laz is a very vocal
What?
Mexican gray wolf. Again,
It is Monday, the 3rd of September. Happy Labor Day, everybody who gets chance to work. Hope you're getting your rest and relaxing today. It's a beautiful day, warm but with slight breeze. So this is what I've done so far on Lady of the Flag. Flag itself, these parts is gonna be mostly like beads and maybe cryonic, I'm not sure, but that's what I've done so far. I'll set it aside because I'll be working a little bit on my Washington crossing today, what I can. I went with most of my family and a couple of friends to wolves endangered wolf sanctuary, and we saw very nice things that you don't get chance to see all the time in here. And I'll put just a tiny bit video and maybe picture here and there too right now. And yeah, so it was in 4 days to see like 3 different exhibits, special things. So that was cool and exhausting. But it's a nice way to start September, or official like a fall. All the people in Lithuania started their school year. Usually it's the 1st of September, but since it was on the weekend, so they started on this Monday, today. So that's what I have so far. I'll be working some more on this because it's sat for quite a few days untouched. And we'll see how much I can do because I have not much time left today. So till then. Oh yay! I finished page 11 right here. So there's 10 pages, almost full, and 11. And still today is the evening of the 3rd of September. So I'm very happy to do, and I'll be posting this in my like a SAL group where we're supposed to do like 2,500 stitches in a month. And I did more than that because I started like from here and I finished this whole thing. So I'm gonna set this aside for a tiny bit because I want to work on my round robin. And these are 3 parts that I've done, so I'm on the last one on this part, at least in this round. I'm excited. Is you probably can recognize Lizzie Kate piece, and it's a long piece happening. So I'm gonna start. I already pulled out all the threads for it, and excited to start on this one. We'll see how much I can get done. Probably not a lot today, well, tonight. because tomorrow's a school day, back to work, so to speak, and I have chorus practice and all other stuff. So I'm gonna maybe start off today and continue tomorrow. That's it for now. Today is Wednesday, the 5th of September, and this is my round robin. What I've done so far is by Lizzie Kate, called Brew Some Fun, in case if you haven't read here. So it's very small round robin. I have one stick here to do and a little hat, and it will be done. So I might finish it today if I can. And I'll show you what I received last night in the mail. So I got from 123 Stitch for one of the Mirabilias, 9294. Number 4 braid. It's very shiny and beautiful, and it might be tail of one of the mermaids. I couldn't remember. And then ordered a piece of group of beads. I don't remember which color now. Isn't it funny when you order? So anyway, main thing was some Mirabilia. There's one more that it's on a back order from 123 Stitch. So this is one of the older ones. It's not out of print yet. It's Fairy Flora from 1994. And I think I might not stitch on a gray color like here, but something very dark for her to stand out. And it's not much of the extra stuff needed. It's some blanket filament and a little bit of beads, but no watercolor and anything like that. Then another one I got here is Cinderella. I like Cinderella's story. I've seen different versions in different languages, Cinderella. And there's, I think, Romanian, one of the, I think, Balkan countries that have it. It's called Three Nuts for somebody. I can't remember now. Maybe Three Nuts for Cinderella or something like that. So it's sort of similar story that she runs away. So it's kind of fun to watch different versions on different countries done. So Cinderella, I haven't decided yet what fabric to use for that. And the last one that arrived here, it's another Just Nan. It was on sale, so since I like Just Nan patterns, this time I got an owl, so I have a mouse for Christmas. And this owl includes cute, very tiny little crown, if you can see here. And there is a big bead to do for this part. And seems like it's might be, you know, stitching itself might be just one day's work, but then you put it all stuff together and little fluffs for ears. So it's very cute princess to stitch. And it's given material list. I might stick with the same color suggestion to show off, because it's supposed to be, you know, snowy kind of princess, because little Princess Snow, right? So that's what I got right now. I got still something coming, hopefully, from one of the LNS stores in Pennsylvania. I haven't heard in a couple of weeks, and I'm getting frustrated because they said last week that it should be coming, so I have to contact them again. I know 123 Stitch would send it what's back ordered. So that's it for now. I'm gonna do some stitching and I'll come back and show you also what I've been doing with my wrist warmers. How is that project going? Till then. It is Thursday the 6th, and as you can see, my piece for round robin is all finished. So that wand and a hat, and I believe there's supposed to be some kind of like a button for the hat that I don't have. So it's all ready to go, and all the 4 parts that all 4 of us stitched is gonna go back to our round robin partner. So that I finished last night as I was hoping, so that's great. And since then I've been working on my Washington crossing. So where you can see the needle, that's where the new page started. So kind of marking with the needles for my cell, so I could remember this. That's a Lithuanian Facebook group, and this is last month is the biggest month for the cell. We're supposed to do 3,000 stitches in a month. So I'm hoping to go way past that if I can. I'll be concentrating this month a lot on this, hopefully. So I just started like a first column here, and maybe I'll finish the column and we'll work on something else. And I'll show you in a second what I've done with my wrist warmers. So what do you think? Can you see the pattern emerging with this like a tulip flower or something in here? So this part is going to be closest to fingers, so it's sort of like that. It's going to be long, wide, and that's what I've done so far. So at least half of it is done, so it has to go all around like a wrist. So I don't know when it's going to be finished. I'm going to measure up my wrist and put it around. Just give enough space to sew it together with the thread. But yeah, those beads are, man, just moving them out of the way constantly, it's a little work. But I think it's going well so far, and I'm hoping to finish it this month. At least that pair. One of my friends saw it and she's like, well, I'd like to try wear some too if you could get a different color. So we're gonna look at the different color yarn. It has to be, if not 100%, at least majority wool yarn, and it has to be very thin. So not every store has it. Also, the update on that LNS from Pennsylvania, I sent email and I got a very quick response back that apparently their supplier had some flooding. I guess they're down south. But no damage to my merchandise, it's just lots of water. So they're kind of backed up, trying to clean up, and planning to send all their items to the LNSs that ordered them. So hopefully sometime soon I'll get all my items that I asked for. One of them was Krynic for my Lady of the Flags, because I really wanted to finish. I probably won't finish it by the 11th of September because of the skin coloring problem that I have with my lady. I'd like to change it. I got some threads, DMC threads in the skin tones, and I'll show you in a second. So those are I picked for a lighter skin coloring. I didn't go for a dark ones yet. And some of them look very, very like a super similar and the same, just, you know, it seems like our eye cannot have a different differences between them, as you can tell like by the camera of the colors. They're like all, you know, very, very, very similar. Seems like could be. So I'll play around a little bit more to figure out what I can do in the shadings. I mean, this might be not even working enough because it looks like a little bit too orangey for this, too peachy. So don't know. We'll see what I can come up with. Alrighty, I'll get on trying to finish my Washington piece, and we'll see what I grab next. Till next time. It is Friday the 7th. So yesterday I finished the first column in the page 12 and I put it aside, and then I was working for just like an hour on my Lady of the Flag. Sorry, so finished all the white and those each of these little things had a white dot in the middle, so it's like starting and finishing the thread. That's like taken forever. Then there was some kind of light color that I also was filling in everywhere. So it's not much left to do in the flag. There's a little bit here, and those mostly gonna be beads. So I might be working through the weekend, maybe slowly on these beads, because I really want to finish the flag at least, because the 9/11 is coming up, and I really would like to have it done, at least that part. And then now I'll show you what I've done with my knitting. So I don't know, I spent maybe just over an hour working a little bit up to get the pattern more going. I don't want to stretch it so it doesn't fall off. I have a short needles for that, but it's going up maybe 2/3 of the way done, and since it stretches, it can go easily around the wrist that way. I might do maybe an hour today too, but we're planning to go to St. Louis Science Center. First Fridays of the month, there's always like a special event going on. So today is a Harry Potter event, and we were pretty good fans for Harry Potter some years back when the kids were a little bit younger, and we still kind of like it, you know. So they want to go, and I guess we're gonna try and go. They have like a little show documentary. It's gonna be in late evening, like 10 p.m. Showing an IMAX theater, I believe. And before that, there's all kinds of events going on and happenings, and you can like brew potions and take pictures, and there's gonna be all kinds of stuff. So if we go, unless something happens, if we go, I'll shoot a little bit video from that event. So I'm gonna go back to stitching, working on my lady here flag, and we'll see what I can do by tomorrow with a little bit knitting, a little bit stitching. It's about 10:30 p.m. in evening, same Friday. So I finished all of my flag, and you see the beads I put in there, and there's the cryonic sparkle going on all the way, and the beads here. So I slaved today on this, and decided to stop because I still want to figure out the skin color. I have all the colors laid out for skin tones that might look something helpful, and I'll look tomorrow at better daylight, because right now what we're offered for this pattern is only three colors, and there's a big difference between those two. So I'm gonna try tomorrow and see if I could do some kind of change in between. So after finishing this end of the flag, I decided to set it aside because of the skin, and you know, it's, as they say, morning is smarter than evening. And I'm gonna grab this. I haven't stitched this in several days, and it's my Joy Sunday leopard. So I'm just playing around with these colors, and something easy for the night to do. I'll work a little bit. I don't know which color I'm gonna grab. It seems like I've been doing this stripe, which is light blue color, so my continue working on at least finish this stripe. So we'll see how it's gonna go until tomorrow. I have my son's birthday party is gonna be with the friends. They're gonna go and play laser tags and maybe go-karts, and our, I guess, tropical storm is finally coming to the Midwest, Illinois, Missouri sides. So we're getting lots of rain and storms and lightning. So it might be a perfect day to stitch, but kids want to have a party, have something fun, get out of the house. So we'll see if I can do any stitching tomorrow. So we'll see tomorrow what happens. It's a Saturday afternoon, and as you can see, my Sue leopard, I've done quite a bit of, well, at least 3 hours work since yesterday, which was this red color. I've been filling in and decided to set it aside, and I'm gonna show you what I'm pulling out next. So this is what I pulled out to work on. I mean, I'm stitching on the 40 count, so that's the full size. It's almost the same as on magazine, which is Cross Stitch and Needlework, November 2014. So as you can see, it's not much actually left to do. Mostly, you know, finish this leaf with the branch, finish these little branches, and there on the branches there's like little red tips everywhere, that so I need to put that in. But I've changed, as you see, give thanks words, because the thread, when I tried, it was a little bit too dark. You can kind of see most of the threads were exactly the same what they said, but then I had to change some because it wasn't looking like in the tail. It wasn't looking the same way, so it was like all almost one color kind of thing, and so I had to work on that. So I'm gonna try a little bit on that. It's again 40 count. I hand dyed with coffee and baked and basted. So use this frame. I don't remember what's it called, where you put these things on. So doesn't look like a lot of work left, is it? I'm gonna try and get on it. So all with Weeks Dye Works threads. Till then. Yay, it's still Saturday late afternoon, and I finally finished my give thanks. I even marked my finishing, very small, tiny, so it doesn't jump in the eye. So another finish down has started in mid-May during the Stitch Mania, and I think I spent like around 27 maybe hours working on that. I also pulled out, and so pulled out what I saw from Joanne's threads, and these are the only 3 colors that Nora was suggesting to do for the skin tones. So as you can see, it's already been used like that, but I also kind of worked through different colors and shading, and seems like this would be towards like a darker side. So there's nothing in, so you see 948 would be somewhere in here, but there's nothing that in between like these colors if you want to go in that shading versus more like a brown. And then there's 2 like doesn't go anywhere so far. So maybe that will be helpful for those of you who wanna do darker skin tones. That's all I've seen from DMC. There might be some colors, but what I looked, I pulled out. I don't have yet color palette booklet, what do you call those, where you see all the colors, so maybe that would helpful more. But that's what I got right now so far. All right, we'll see what I can work on now. I'm so excited I finished this guy, and it's plenty of time before Thanksgiving. Worked a bit on my Washington crossing. I did almost 1 row and decided to pull this one out. It's called Beer Dragon, little dragon. I bought the pattern online from a designer. Like I have a whole series of different drinks, so that's what it's gonna look like, cutie. I'm doing that on 32 count black Belfast. So that's what I have so far. Sorry for the noise. And how I have it set up, on a stand, I have this light, that one, glaring from behind, so I can see all the little holes behind. So I'm gonna start working on this one. I think it's about time to pull this one out. And probably will work on that for the next few days with other ones intercepting it. This afternoon is the 10th of September, and you can see what I've done so far with my little dragon. So you can see all the way through. That's kind of easy to see threads sometimes. So again, as a reminder, that's what's gonna look like Beer Dragon. So I've been doing just the wing in there, and for fun, I went to Joann's today, got those little bags, and like a little tip, I wrote down a pattern name that I needed thread for, and I ripped it out, had it wrapped because I didn't have any baggies except few. I reuse them when I go next time, kind of thing. And when it was scanned at the register, we put it back in, and this way I just don't have to anymore to separate the threads, which is for which. And it was still 56 cents and the 30% off sale, so I think I'm good for a while. Most of them will be for Mirabilia Nora Corbett patterns, and some of the other ones, just few what I needed. So I'll be working a little bit what I can, maybe an hour or so tonight on this baby, and then pull out my Washington crossing because tomorrow is the September 11th, and I thought it might be nice to work a little bit more, try to work on that, since it's all about U.S. and independence and all the events happening leading to today. So that's it. I have to take the kid to do a Boy Scout fundraising event. He's working, and my husband's out of town, and I have a killer headache that could make you even sick. Nothing is helping. So I don't know how much I can do everything. All right, a few more days and then I'll be posting my update on YouTube finally. So we'll see you later. Yay! Today is the 13th, the Thursday in August, and I finished the 12th page right here of my George project, and I'm doing the little challenge for September 11th honoring, so I finished with that. I'll set it aside for just a little bit and to kind of rest and grab something else. But I'll show you what arrived in the mail today and yesterday. So from 1, 2, 3 stitch, I got these 3 memorabilia charts, and the Rose Celebration actually is now out of print, and I got it just in the nick of time when the 1, 2, 3 got last maybe shipment of that. I'm not sure. But I got also for Aphrodite Mermaid, Krynic, and beads. I think it's also for her. I don't remember. But anyway, so I added a couple more. It's like, what is gonna disappear next, right? Also, I received something from Amazon, and it's not memorabilia. I'll show you in a second. So there is the Gracious Era by Gold Collection by Dimensions. And there's sort of similar pattern in style and a time period. It's more oval pattern, but this one, as you can see, it is gonna have a lot of the French knots. Lucky for me, I'm not against the French knots. It's fairly easy for me to do, so I'm not scared of this. But I love this snowy scene, beautiful, and the horses and the dresses, beautiful. Also, I got from Amazon is this balloon globe. You can see it's slightly different packaging. It's in original, but it's been opened. And actually, if you didn't know, you could get that from Amazon, like repackaged for much smaller price. So I chose this versus like a big amount. So it's just, you know, it's been opened, original package, and it says it's been inspected and repackaged, so you could save some quite a good amount of money if you start buying those kits that way, that somebody probably opened and decided they don't want to do, or something happened in their storage facility and it got ripped. So very excited, slowly kind of adding to my gold collection, because they also go out to print some things so quickly. And yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, start working on next. Is it my knitting wrist warmer or other stitching? I haven't decided. I have again the meeting tonight until late night, and the whole week is like just been music, all about music in all kinds of different ways. And I hope all those that on east portion of US are not gonna be heavily hit by this hurricane that's coming up. I wish them best of luck. All right, so we'll see what I can do tomorrow. Bye. This morning is the 14th of September. Oh my gosh, it's almost mid-September. So I'm gonna be working on this beer dragon. That's the name in Russian. And this is what I have right now. So it's a bunch of like yellow different shadings, and right now I'm working on a blended color, and we'll see how much I can do it today, since it's again gonna be a busy day for me. So all right, we'll see tomorrow. By the way, this is not just like uneven stitches, it's the way the shading is. So by the time we get like back stitching, it should look much better. Okay.